Hello class. Let us begin the last essay in this section, that is the quest for happiness by His Highness Dalai Lama. The quest for happiness, this particular essay deals with the subject of human survival with hope. Human survival is the survival existence of the human beings on this earth, and it is possible with the help of hope only. We too experience the same thing these days. We are among a pandemic, and what makes us survive, what makes us exist, what makes us continue, what makes us fight this COVID situation is the hope. And basically, this is the topic of this essay, human survival with hope. It is fundamentally oriented towards the pursuit of happiness. Another important aspect of this essay is the pursuit of happiness. How to go in search of happiness and how to find out happiness. At the same time, how to avoid suffering. We want happiness, and at the same time we want to avoid the suffering, sadness, miseries, pains. The Dalai Lama throws light on wealth or prosperity. Now, Dalai Lama in this particular piece of writing talks about three things: wealth, health, and friendship. Wealth is also used for prosperity, health, and friendship or compassion. The Dalai Lama makes it clear that his essay rests on the secular context. Parshvabhumi, secular, not oriented towards, not inclined towards any particular religion. Secular, that is, it has nothing to do with this or that religion. So this is secular. The Dalai Lama makes it clear that his essay rests on the secular context, which is beyond religious teaching. So this essay should not be mistaken for a kind of religious teaching, because Dalai Lama is the figure associated with, is the personality associated with Buddhism. But the orientation of this essay is not religious. It is written in the secular context. Means the people who don't believe in religion and God, they also can read this essay, and they also can get inspiration from this essay. So that is the secular context of this essay. It is interesting to read from where happiness is derived. So he is talking about where we get happiness. What is the source of happiness? The essay highlights the importance of secular ethics. Ethics are the values, are the principles, are the do's and don'ts. So that is ethics. The essay highlights the importance of secular ethics. Now, many times we come across do's and don'ts of religion. Do this and don't do that. God will punish you, or God will be happy with you in case you do this and do not do that. Don't do that. So this is something related to religion, but here he is talking about secular ethics, secular principles, values, morals that can also be used in our daily life. And he is talking about the values, ethics that can be used in our daily life. These are ethics that can be used by both religious and non-religious people. And these ethics, these values, these principles can be used by religious as well as non-religious people. Here the Dalai Lama makes suggestions and offers advice on how to get rid of destructive emotions. Here Dalai Lama talks about how to throw away, how to kill the destructive emotions, how to get rid of destructive emotions. Destructive विध्वंस करणार. And help human beings achieve happiness. And he here talks about how to achieve happiness in human life. In this essay, the Dalai Lama justifies the importance of compassion. Compassion, love, maya, mamata, karuna. Compassion, and emphasizes the importance of having healthy relationships. Relationships that are healthy. He talks about love, he talks about compassion, he talks about relationships that are healthy, and financial security. He also gives importance to money, because money or financial security can be a source of stability in human life, can be a step towards happiness. In tandem with proper health. In tandem with proper health, tandem with means association with, in conjunction with proper health. So he talks about health, he talks about wealth, as well as compassion, companionship or friendship. But the true source of happiness cannot be derived from earthly things. But by the end of the essay, he comes towards a very important point. And what is that? The true source of happiness cannot be material things, cannot be the things, cannot be objects, he maintains. Rather, finding purpose and continually practicing mindfulness, awareness. So, he talks about finding purpose in life. We must know, I must know what is the purpose of my life. All of us, we should know the purpose of our lives. And continually practicing mindfulness. Mind should be aware of all the things. Is one's only viable step. Viable. That is having more chances of success. Step towards obtaining true satisfaction and ultimate joy. One, in order to get ultimate joy, ultimate antim, and true satisfaction, one should practice mindfulness, and one should know the purpose of life, the purpose of existence. So this is about the text, this is about the essay. Now let us talk about the author. Who is the author? Dalai Lama. Now we are talking about Dalai Lama, who is the 14th and current Dalai Lama, is a highly renowned preeminent Buddhist monk. He is a Buddhist monk. दलाई लामा कोण आहेत? ते बुद्धिस्ट बौद्ध भिक्खू आहेत, बुद्धिस्ट मंक आहेत. ही इज वाइडली नोन ॲज रिलिजियस प्रीचर धर्माची शिकवण देणारा. ही इज अ बुद्धिस्ट प्रीचर, बुद्धिस्ट स्कॉलर अँड स्पिरिच्युअल रायटर. स्पिरिच्युअल related to the spirit, related to the soul, the mind, spiritual, that is beyond materialism, adhyatma. Spiritual writer at the international platform. He is also a writer who is internationally famous. He was born on July 6th, 1935 to a farming and horse trading family in a small hamlet located at Thaxter, Amdo, northeastern Tibet. So he was born in Tibet. His Holiness is the title of respect. That is, people call him His Holiness with love and respect. His Holiness began his monastic education. That is, monastery is something where the people who want to serve God and who want to get religious training, they go there and they get the training. So that place is known as the monastery. Particularly in Christianity, there is this concept of monastery where the clergymen are taught religious principles and their religious duties. The nuns and the priests, they are trained there. In Buddhist religion also, this concept of monastery is there. Monastic education at the age of 6. So he has started his education, religious education, at the age of 6. He is greatly influenced by Lord Gautam Buddha and his philosophy. So who was his source of inspiration? Lord Gautam Buddha, of course. In 1959, following the brutal suppression of the Tibetan national uprising in Lhasa by Chinese troops, His Holiness was forced to escape into exile. But when the Chinese government started atrocities in Tibet, His Highness Dalai Lama has to go into exile. Exile, विजनवास, भूमिगत होने. Since then, he has been living in MacLeodganj, which is a suburb in Dharamshala in Kangra district of Himachal Pradesh, northern India. So since then, he is living in Himachal Pradesh, that is a state in northern India. The Dalai Lama is a man of peace. In 1989, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for his non-violent struggle for the liberation of Tibet. So he has been honored with the highest award that is known as the Nobel Prize for his non-violence struggle. So this is the introduction of the author. Now let us begin the essay. The quest for happiness. Quest is the search. A human being survives only with hope. So what is necessary for human being survival? टिकून राहणे, survival. दग धरून राहणे, अस्तित्व असणे. A human being survives only with hope, and hope by definition implies the thought of something better. And how can we define hope? It is the thought of something better. We for example, today we hope that after each and everybody gets vaccinated, let us hope that corona will end. So this is the hope of something better. As I see it, our very survival depends on some idea of future happiness. So idea of future happiness makes us happy today, makes us hopeful for a better tomorrow. But if we accept that human beings are fundamentally oriented towards the pursuit of happiness and the avoidance of suffering, it remains to be explored to find out what is meant by happiness. But the fundamental aim, the basic aim in human life is the quest for happiness and the avoidance of suffering. The human beings always want to be happy and to avoid suffering. Then he says we must know what is meant by happiness. We must try to define what exactly is this happiness, what does it mean, and where it might come from. सुख म्हणजे काय आहे आणि ते कुठून येते, that we should know first. Happiness is a rather general term, so there is potential for misunderstanding. But Dalai Lama, the author, wants us that it's a general term. Very often we use this term, so there are lots of chances of misunderstanding regarding the meaning of happiness. For example, it should be made clear that in this book's secular context, we are not talking about religious conceptions or ultimate happiness. So he says, let me make it clear first that I am not talking about religious conception of ultimate happiness, because what is ultimate happiness as per the religion? For example, Atma and the union of Atma and Paramatma, that is the ultimate happiness. That this is what religion teaches us. Moksha, Swarga milavne, that kind of thing. But he says, I am not talking about this kind of happiness. I am not talking about religious conception of happiness, but rather the simple joy or happiness we all understand in an ordinary or everyday sense. But he says, I am talking about a very simple kind of meaning of ordinary. What does it mean in a very simple way in my day-to-day life? What happiness means to me? As I noted earlier, for beings of our complexity, achieving happiness is not straightforward. So achieving happiness is not something straightforward. It is not that easy. and simple. Unlike dog or cat happiness, for example, human happiness requires more than the simple satisfaction of sensory appetite. Because for the animals, happiness deals with physical satisfaction. When they get something to eat, something to drink, and somewhere to sleep, they are happy. But that is not the case of happiness as far as the human beings are concerned. Sensory appetite is not that important for the human beings as compared to the animals. So what are the sources of human happiness? So what exactly then is human happiness? What is the meaning of happiness? What is the source of happiness? What exactly is this happiness as far as the human beings are concerned? Three factors immediately suggest themselves, which I think most people will agree. And he says he comes to some kind of conclusion regarding this, and he says there there are three factors that contribute that can lead towards happiness, that can take us towards human well-being. And what are that? Wealth or prosperity, sampatti, barbarat, health, arogya, and friendship or companionship. So these are the three things which are related to happiness as far as the ordinary secular idea of happiness is concerned. Wealth, health, and friends. Wealth, health, and relationship. And in that relationship, the most important thing is friendship. So he talks about happiness in terms of these three concepts: wealth, health, and friendship or companionship. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you.